Hello everybody and welcome to this DVP channel, and today we're going to be doing something fun. We're going to be doing a comparison between the NFL and rugby. One of the hottest, really debated topics in the world of sport is which is more physical, which is hard to play, which is got the better players, for example, rugby versus American football, which has been a long-standing debate. And I don't think there's really many ways you can compare the two sports. Very, very different in terms of the way players are made up, for example, the tactics, the entire game plan. I mean, the main thing is people see a sort of an oval shaped ball and people tackling each other, and there comes the comparisons. But I think you have to be a far more well rounded athlete when it comes to playing rugby versus football, where I think you're far more specialized, in terms of your kickers, your quarterbacks, your defensive players, attacking players, and the likes of that. Even rugby being forwards and backs dominated, because you play full 80 minutes at all times, you have to have a very general skill set, and then you have your sort of specifics within your position. Where I think you can be far more specific when it comes to the end of shot. In terms of which is more physical, well, it's difficult. There's far more probably laws that sort of regulate the type of contact and the tactical technique, I suppose, in rugby, but also far less protection, and that's something that's actually being looked at. NFL is absolutely brutal, and I mean, people, there's not a lot of technique you have to use, but at the same time, you've also got blockers, for example, that can block. But I'll tell you what, the one thing I think we can know is that you get two big hits in both, and not too many big. Oh my word! For me, I mean, I've seen this hit before. That's the only reason I kind of knew what was coming, because I actually haven't seen this video before. I was sent it by a mate when I asked to try and find some cool things to react to. But it's just the whiplash of the head there that is just absolutely brutal. But at the same time, you see stuff. I mean that, for example, would be a very good tell. That's a textbook rugby tackle with no arms and shoulder to the head, and that's a red card. So yeah, let's have a look at exactly what we have to see here, and where we're gonna sort of go with this over here. I mean, the physicality, and I mean, anytime you see a big collision over there, but it's, for me, it's the fact, same thing over there. I mean, the impact you see in the NFL are moronic, because you're allowed to jump over people, you can jump into people. It's just like a free fall. You get massive hits in rugby like that, but it's far more regulated. I mean, the sport is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Can you imagine playing in a sport where you are allowed to do this? Where this is encouraged, not this is encouraged. Where you can sit there jumping. I mean, it's a wonder anyone's still alive playing the sport. That Brian Abana at his absolute best might really look to the head contact these days. Oh no. I mean, this is a helmet come off here. This is, oh my. No, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. That would be a nice Orthodox rugby tackle, in fairness. Right over the middle, there we go. I think what's so impressive is the fact that they do generate such big hits despite being so limited in terms of what they can do. But I suppose also having to have the player, oh my word. There's nothing quite like, I think, being hit by the side. It's just a different type of, and then yeah, no. I mean, it's when you can see it coming, isn't it? It's like when there's like a freeze frame and you're just sitting there waiting for it to happen. Oh no, he's not even looking. He's not even looking he doesn't even see him coming. What are you supposed to do here? This is my biggest thing. This is just, who thought this board was a good idea? Who did this and thought, you know what, this is gonna be cool. I mean, physicality to be able to bounce off that and then bounce off there is pretty impressive. And then the finish, look at seven, where the skill sets are incredible. That's a phenomenal tackle. That is just a proper good old fashioned tackle technique. Ay, 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 ay. I mean, the nice thing, I mean, he's actually scored there, but I mean, it's the fact that they just drop their elbows. I think you see what I mean by sort of the technique there. I mean, they're, oh my word, yeah, that's the peak dump. But early on, in terms of when he actually bounced off him, that's what I'm sort of saying. In terms of because you obviously can't possible forward, you've got far more contact that comes in rugby where you have to see contact, and from that perspective, it's far more. You see far more of this, for example. You don't see, your running backs, quarterbacks necessarily bouncing off players a lot. It's the defensive players that make the big hits. Whereas in rugby, I think you've got far more space as an attacking player to be able to sort of show your physicality and be able to get on the front foot. Good old Justin Haddock. I mean, this is also what like blows my mind. He doesn't even have the ball. He's being absolutely flattened. He doesn't even have the ball. I mean, he's an innocent bystander. I mean, he's not even. Oh no! I mean, what are you supposed to do? Oh no! I mean, he almost does a flipping 180. The NFL is crazy. I think that's the one thing I'll say. It is absolutely crazy. It's just. And then also the game stops. That's also the one thing. So you get to then dunk on your opponent. You get to put in the big hit, and then the game stops. So you get to then like hype yourself up and brilliant, and then you get to like change your players, stuff like that. I mean that's just raw power and technique as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No, you don't want to run to near Tupo. Oh my word, he just gets folded, doesn't he? Oh, speaking of folded, man, folded like a deck chair. Oh, oh no, just oh no, 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 no. There goes the gum guard, one of the biggest hits in rugby. I mean, that's just one of the most two physical players in the world. And bang, sit down. And it's the double timing as well, which kills me in NFL. Like two player, you often see a double tackle in rugby, which you'll very rarely see in the same sort of extent that you see in the NFL. Oh my word! I think what also makes NFL collisions so big is you've often got a bit of a size mismatch sometimes. Not always, but you look at your sort of running backs and defenders and stuff like that, and how they have to be so fleet-footed and stuff like that, and they're designed to take a hit to a certain degree, but your main sort of prerogative is catch the ball, get it to a certain point. It's not necessarily to be able to take a hit like a rugby player, for example, take the hit, be able to place, for example, be able to make it a oh my word! I mean that's just 50-50 to be fair. Oh, he got folded against his own player. This actually looks more like league though, in fairness. Oh no, I mean, how do you allow a tackle like that? Just come flying and just dive with your shoulder. Oh, no, I mean that's a hospital definition of a hospital pass. Well, that's just two players running into each other. To be fair, which happens quite often. And then, oh my word, yeah, I think that for me the one thing is just that the handoffs that you see in rugby is so insane. Just that shove, almost grabbing the shirt and just dumping people. Yeah, so I mean, there like that for me is the weirdest thing. Like he's tackled him. It's a big tackle. Cool, the guys they're taking the catch, and then it's like a whole parade where you kind of slap each other around. Like, how cool was that? How amazing was that? It's a different world. I mean, James McConnell, that's just no tackle technique. But again, it's the shoulders. It's just the lack of. Oh no, oh no, no, it's song that got whole meme. Oh no. Again, I mean, you're just dropping shoulders here. I mean, it's NFL sport basically we just go out to try and die. Like this is what we need to start wondering. I mean, no wonder there's concussions there. Like rugby's at least sort of starting to take a little bit of initiative with regards to head injuries. NFL is just like meh. Like it's yeah, no, it's now this is where we get to see more of the on the attacking thing. But you won't see this from when I've watched. And albeit I've not watched a tremendous amount of NFL. I don't think you see it as often as you do in rugby. This is quite similar, really. I mean, that's getting it all or just abusing people. I mean, at what point did you think this was a good idea, mate? Like, that is that is contemplating your life stuff. That is right. Career change. Not this is not for me. That is proper. No, you don't come back from something like that. You don't. That is the end of your. I mean, that is career-ending embarrassment and stuff like that. I mean, he just headbutts him. Just a headbutt. Look at this. He just headbutts him. Just bam. What the hell? I mean, who thought this would be legal? Oh my word. Send him in a different postcode. Ah. Ugh. Again, he's just headbutted him basically. Did you guys just decide to make this the most barbaric sport? It's barbaric. I think that's the only way. I mean, I think I've watched UFC fights which are less violent than some NFL games. Ugh. Down you go, mate. Down you go. Like, yeah, I mean, this is one of the most iconic runovers. To be fair, bang. Nah, I mean, it's just silly, isn't it? I think this is the last one. I mean, it's just chaos. It's just chaos. Then another headbutt. He's still going. Still going. I think we're actually just watching repeats now at this stage. Yeah, yeah. I mean, cast it down, and then they ban him out. I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've tried to watch it. I find it quite difficult in terms of the way the game's structured, but it's freaky in terms of the physicality, in terms of just the blatant like lack of safety to a certain degree. Of just do what you want, drop a shoulder, jump into contact. It's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. And I mean, from a athletic point of view, it's very different because, look, I mean, NFL athletes we know are insane athletes. You know, the speed of them, for example, the power and stuff. They don't necessarily. I don't think they've got the ball skills of rugby players. Very few of them anyway. So it's an interesting comparison. I mean, that's why I was just looking at the physicality. I mean, which is the better sport? I mean, I've grown up watching rugby. Americans have grown up watching football. Very, very different. This is far more, I think, audience based in terms of your timeouts, and phenomenal for broadcast experience. You know, you can have and their stats are incredible, and you've got all these set plays all the time. Whereas rugby, you kind of have to earn your set piece and the likes of it. But yeah, I just think it was absolutely mental. What do you reckon? Let me know down in the comments below.